Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls of grade 4? Inshallah, today I'm going to help you revise for the final exam. I wish you the best of luck, inshallah. Please follow the instructions, read the 4 lessons well from the student book, understand them before you study from the worksheet. And do not only memorize the sheet, understand before you revise, okay? Because understanding will help you more than memorizing. Let us start. Bismillah. Here I'm going to revise the related questions about lessons 1, 2, and 3 and 4 in unit 3. A. The shape of the earth is a slightly flat ball, or we call it geoid. Yes, that's true. There are only 6 continents on earth. That's false, because the continents of earth are 7. C. A physical map shows the natural features of a place. True, because the physical map shows the shape of the land, the desert, the mountains, the seas, the forests. These are the physical and the natural features of the place, and they can be shown only using a physical map. But the relief map shows how land is formed on its surface, usually by colors. The green color for the plains, and the brown color for the high places, and the white color for the highest places or the tops of the mountains that are covered in snow. E. The lines up and down the equator are longitude lines. No, they are latitude lines, and I'm going to explain them by shape now. Here, all parts of the Middle East are hot and dry. No, not, because the Fertile Crescent is part of the Middle East, and it is not desert. It is neither hot nor dry. G. The Fertile Crescent has only plains. No, it has plains and mountains. The environment does not affect the way we live. No, the environment affects our life. The environment affects where we live. Yes, the environment affects where we live, what we do, our jobs, and even decide which kind of food we eat. J. A forest is a kind of grassland with low trees. No, this is a savanna. People like to live on plains, not mountains. People like to live in places where they can find a lot of resources. Yes, resources here, I mean natural resources, which are very important for our lives, and we cannot live without them. M. Only weather can change the environment? No, people, weather, and nature. The environment can be changed by all of these, not only by weather or not only by people. That's false. Here, people started to change the environment not millions of years ago, only 12,000 years ago, when they started to grow crops and raise domestic animals. Oh, borders are edges of a country? Yeah. Urban life is the city life? That's true. And the rural life is the simple life of the village. This is true. I say that urban life is the city life. So urbanization is when the cities grow more with more people and more buildings. We call this urbanization. Urbanization is from urban life of the city. Here, complete with from the last, the nature and people can change the environment. I told you before that not only people can change the environment. The relief map shows how land is formed on its surface, as we said before. A physical map shows the natural features of a place like mountains. The Fertile Crescent has Mediterranean climate. Why? Because the Fertile Crescent is very close to the Mediterranean Sea. All the countries around the Mediterranean Sea have the same climate, which is all of them are hot, dry in the summer, cold, rainy in winter. We call such a climate Mediterranean climate. It takes the name of that sea. The environment is all the physical features around us, like land and water. Everything around us, this is our environment. Tundra is very cold and windy. Desert is very hot and dry. Borders are edges of a country. Cartographers draw maps. Urbanization is the growth of cities. When cities grow bigger with more people and more buildings, we call this urbanization. The scale is a relation between distances on maps and those in real world. And from the scale of the map, we can know the real distances between any 2 cities on the map. The Fertile Crescent connects Africa and Asia. Can you see these lines? For example, these are longitude lines from north to south. Latitude lines are from east to west, up and down the equator, and the line in the middle, the equator, that divides the globe into 2 halves, north and south. Only cartographers draw these imaginary lines, and they are very important to help us locate places. A map that shows how land is formed on its surface. What is the name of this definition, or what word matches this definition? This is the definition of the relief map. A map that shows the natural features of a place. This is the definition of the physical map. See the relation between distances on maps and distances in the real world. This is the scale. And of course, you should know that every map has a different scale. The edges of a country, these are borders, and they change by time or over time. The water environment, this is the ocean. All the natural features around us, this is the definition of the environment. The life in the countryside. Countryside means the villages. This is the rural life. The city life is called urban life. The movement of people from an area to another, this is migration. What divides the globe into two halves? This one. What is this? This is the equator. Here, the matching question. Natural disasters and weather can do what? Sea can change the environment. The scale is what? Is a relation between distances on maps and those in the real world. Because the scale tells us the 1 centimeter on the map equals how many kilometers or how many miles in the real life. 3. Cartographers, what do? They draw maps. E. Migration, what is it? It is the movement of people. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another. Urban life is the city life, and early people started to change the environment only 12,000 years ago. And the environment is all the natural features or the physical features around us. Here, choose the right answer. We call the shape of the earth geoid. The Middle East is between Asia and Europe. Sorry, this is by mistake. The Middle East is between Asia and Europe and close to North Africa. Take care of the sentence. A relief map shows how land is formed on its surface. The Fertile Crescent connects Asia and Africa. The Fertile Crescent has 3 rivers, Tigris, Euphrates in Iraq, and a big part from the river Nile in Egypt. Tundra is very cold and windy. Savanna is a kind of grassland with low trees. Savanna and tundra are examples of different environments. Not only people, not only nature, but both of them change the environment. Borders are the edges of a country. Urbanization is the growth of cities and built areas. Migration is the movement of people from one area to another. Question 7 here, I want you to write 4 problems that urbanization caused and some reasons for it. Actually, I don't want all this. The idea from this question is that you should know that how urbanization was bad for the environment and give me examples of some problems that urbanization caused for the environment. When cities grow bigger with more buildings, with more factories, with more smoke, what did this do for the environment? Of course, urbanization was not good and it was bad for the environment and caused serious problems like global warming, because all the pollution that urbanization caused for the environment caused global warming. So if I asked you, was urbanization good? What should you say? Good or bad? If I asked you, was it good? So no, it was bad. Was it bad? Yes, it was bad for the environment. Because rural life is better for the environment. It helped the environment be clean and not polluted. But the urbanization is so bad for the environment. Here you have a map on page 83 about the Fertile Crescent, or a map for the Fertile Crescent. Look carefully at this map while answering and studying the answers for these questions. A. How many rivers does it have? How many rivers does the Fertile Crescent have? As we said before, 3 rivers. Which climate does it have? As we said before, the Mediterranean climate, and this name comes from the name of the Mediterranean Sea that is in the middle of the Fertile Crescent. Which 2 continents does it connect? The Fertile Crescent connects Africa and Asia. Is it hot or dry? No, the Fertile Crescent is not hot or dry because it's not a desert. It's like a paradise on earth. Thanks for being with me. No, we still have some questions. Yeah. The shape of the earth is called geoid. The Middle East is between Asia and Europe, but close to North Africa. The relief map shows how land is formed on its surface. Cartographers draw map. Tundra is very cold and windy. The Fertile Crescent has Mediterranean climate. Scale is a relation between distances on maps and real life distances. The Fertile Crescent connects Africa and Asia. Ocean is a water environment, and there are 7 continents in the world. Here, complete. Desert is very hot and dry with sandy soil. Savanna is a type of grassland with low trees. Low trees are in the savanna, not the forest. Environment is all the physical features around us, as we said before. Geoid means a slightly flat ball shape, and this is the shape of the earth. Communities usually settle where they can find natural resources because they are important for their life. Cartographers draw imaginary lines around the globe to help us locate places. The invention of machines and electricity helped the growth of cities. So if I asked you, what can you say some reasons for urbanization? Mainly machines and electricity. Machines and electricity were invented and they were only found in the city. This encouraged people to leave villages and go to live in the city. And that's how cities started to grow bigger, and that is the meaning of urbanization. And that also was very bad for the environment. The lines, as we said before, if you wanted to draw the latitude lines from east to west, up and down the equator one line in the middle, the longitude lines from north to south, as we said before. Here, true or false, not all parts of the Middle East are hot and dry. But if we say all parts, no, this is not false. This is not true. This is false. There are 5 continents in the world. No, there are 7. The environment does not affect the way we live. No, it affects. Savanna is a type of grassland with low trees. This is true. A physical map shows the natural features of the land. That's also true. That is the end of our revision. I hope that you are going to read the lessons from the student book before you study the revision sheet. But understand before memorizing. Understanding the sheet will help you better than memorizing. So try to understand and study the sheet very well. I wish you good luck and goodbye till we meet again next year, my beautiful butterflies.